Hi everyone, my name is Keegan Amorim and I'm a professional drummer from Johannesburg, South Africa. I started playing drums when I was about 12 years old. Yeah, on my 13th birthday I got my first drum kit. I remember that day so clearly because it was such a special day. I remember the feeling of how much joy it brought into my life just seeing the drums there for the first time. Yeah, I remember I went out to an underage nightclub. I got home that night and there was a drum kit, you know. Yeah. Just thinking about that day brings joy because little did I know that that would be the start of something that would take over my life. From then I used to come home every day after school and play along with records. I remember taking my dad's record collection or my mom's record collection and just learning those songs. So that was just an everyday thing for me. I spent my weekends, my days, my afternoons. I would literally play until the neighbors would tell me to shut up. So at that time, I'd been playing for about 4 or 5 years. I was in high school, and to be honest, I wasn't really doing well in school. I wasn't really interested in school. So my parents took the decision to put me in a music college, which I was very fortunate to do. I've been very fortunate to have an amazing support system around me. My parents and my family that have supported everything that I've wanted to do. So I ended up studying drums and music at a place in Johannesburg called the Campus of Performing Arts, where I received my higher diploma in drums and music. From there I made connections, started to meet musicians and play with musicians. I played around with a few artists and different cover bands for a few years until I was about the age of 21. Then I got a call from an agent to do a gig in Abu Dhabi. I remember that day so clearly. I was so excited, you know. I was playing drums on the weekend, but I was working in an office job on a normal 9-to-5 schedule, and I wasn't really happy. I knew I wanted to do drums full time, but it's not easy to make it as a musician, as everyone knows. You know, you got to pay the bills. So I was very fortunate to get the opportunity to play with a South African band in a hotel in Abu Dhabi, and that's pretty much where everything changed for me. People often message me on my social media, for example, my Facebook or my Instagram. They ask me, Keegan, like, how do I get jobs overseas? How do I get on the circuit? How do I do this and how do I do that, you know? And the number one thing I tell them is, be a nice person. You know, you can be the best musician. You can have the best, you know, drum chops or guitar chops, or you can be the most amazing singer. But if you're not a nice person to be around, nobody's gonna wanna work with you. So the number one thing is attitude, and that's something I always strive for in my everyday life, you know. I try to be positive, I try to be happy, and I try to be a team player, and I try to be a nice person. I've been very fortunate to be working in the UAE for about 10 years now, constantly. I've worked with different bands, I've worked with different people from all over the world, from America, Canada, South America, South Africa, Africa itself. I've worked with people from Europe and the UK, from all over the world, you know. I've been very fortunate to be in the position I'm in, but I've worked hard to get to where I'm at. If you want to be a musician, you've got to put in the time. Now, I don't claim to be some amazing musician, but what I know is that I put in the time and the effort and I try my best. And that's the most important thing, is to have fun and to try your best in any aspect of life. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Keegan Amorim and I'm a professional drummer from Johannesburg, South Africa. Okay, let's do it. where I am right now, you know. I remember when I started my first contract overseas, I was playing with a South African band. I was very happy and I was very fortunate to get that gig, but you know, pay was extremely low, the conditions were not that great, and we had 1 day off or no day off a month. Imagine that. Imagine playing 4 sets a night, every night, and having 1 day off in a month, that's it. Sharing a room with 2 other guys, you know what I mean? But I stayed positive, I kept my head down, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, so I never gave up. Many people can't handle it, you know. They can't handle playing every night with no break. And it's not fair for people to be overworked and underpaid and things like that. But you know what? I stuck it out. I kept my head down and I kept pushing. And eventually, year after year, as time went by, I started to make more contacts. I started to meet more people. I started to expand. I started to network. And after about 3 years with that band, I landed an opportunity to play with my first international band. And that was an amazing experience because I'd finally got what I believe I deserve, what I'd been working for so many years. Life's not easy, you know. People think that it's simple, but the fact of life is that it's not easy. And it's something you have to work on every day if you want to be happy, if you want to be positive. Happiness is a very hard thing to obtain in life, and it's something you have to work for every day. It's something you got to wake up and say, today is going to be a good day. Today I'm going to kill it. Today I'm going to be a good person. Today I'm going to play the drums to the best of my ability. I think the one thing that has always kept me sane through all these years and all these gigs is the music, because I truly do love music more than anything else. When I'm in the shower, I'm singing. When I'm in my room, I'm singing. I'm constantly playing music. I'm constantly playing the drums. I'm constantly surrounding myself by music, and I absolutely love it. One thing that's also not easy in this industry is working with different people, because whether you like it or not, you're not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. Some people are going to watch you play and they're going to absolutely love it. And some people are going to watch you play, they're going to absolutely hate it. You know, it's very hard to please people. In my example, I'm playing in a 7-piece band. So I'm number 7, but there's 6 other people I have responsibility for as a drummer. And as the drummer, you are the engine of the band. If you fail, the whole band fails. The pressure of keeping it together can be a lot to bear sometimes, especially when you're playing with musicians of a high caliber. You know, there are many aspects, and sometimes you can find yourself in uncomfortable situations, and that's why I believe it's very important to be a team player and to listen to people. If you're playing with more experienced musicians, listen to them, because chances are they probably do know more than you. So listen as much as you can and take everything in. You know, it's very hard to take criticism and not get offended. The one thing I've learned over the years is that to listen to what's around you, to breathe, and just to take everything in. You know, there's nothing better than starting your day with some exercise. Coming out here, seeing the sea and seeing the sun, good weather, it's the best way to start your day. You know, a couple of years back, I was at a stage of my life where I was extremely unhealthy, extremely unfit, and extremely overweight. And one day, just like that, I decided to make a change, and I did it, and I stuck to it. It's been about 3 years now since then, and I still haven't stopped. You know, one thing I strongly believe in is physical exercise. Physical health and mental health is wealth, as they say. You know, something that I strive for every day is to get out of bed and exercise. It's the first thing I do when I start my day. I think it's very important to look after your body. It's a cliche to say, but your body is your temple. And I believe you should treat your body with love and respect. It's all about balance. I love training Muay Thai. I love lifting weights. I love running. I love being out here in the nature. And I love the good weather. Training, sane or remain the same, but I remember something I saw online from a drummer called Todd Sukerman, which is honestly my favorite drummer in the whole world. For me, he's the best. I absolutely love him. I watched a video of him online and he said, if playing music was easy, everyone would do it, right? And that's so true. I don't think people realize it, you know. You go, you watch a band, they sound amazing, they have great energy, they look great, and you're just dancing and having a good time, and you probably think that their life is just one big party. But actually it's hard. You got to dedicate yourself every day if you want to become great. Another thing is that you got to surround yourself with positive people, because whether you like it or not, what's around you will influence you. If you have negative things around you, it's going to make you a negative person ultimately. So I believe it's very important to surround yourself with positivity. I also believe that if there's nothing else that drives you about music, then you shouldn't do it full time. If you want to be a full-time musician, it has to be your everything. It has to be everything inside of you, because music is art and emotion. That's why people fight so much in bands, because when you're playing music, you're not playing with nothing, you're playing with your heart and with your soul. You know, it's crazy. Like sometimes you can be playing a song and suddenly tears will just start running down your face. It's not because you're sad or in a bad mood. It's just because of the emotion that the song is portraying. It can literally bring tears into your eyes. And for me, that's a beautiful thing. It's not for everyone. You miss your friends, you miss home. But the number one thing in this life, the most important thing is your family. You do miss your family a lot, you know. You do miss your family a lot, you know, because family is everything. Your family is the one who provide for you, who brought you into this world. They put food on the table, clothes on your back. You know, it's crazy. Some people don't even have their parents around. Some people lose their parents at a very young age. So I'm very fortunate to still have my family around me, to love me, to support me, and to be there for me when I need it most. So appreciate your family while you still have them. You know, there's not a single day where I don't wake up grateful for the life I live and everything I have. I mean, I play drums for a living. That's my job. I mean, I get to go on stage and perform for people and play an instrument that I absolutely love dearly. If you don't call that extremely lucky and extremely blessed, then I don't know what is. I mean, think about it. Some people in this world, they have absolutely nothing. I mean, nothing. They don't even have food to eat or a roof over their head. So, for me, I think it's sometimes you got to just sit back and reflect on your life and look what you have and appreciate what you have. Because life is fragile and it can be taken in an instant. I think sometimes it's good to, you know, kind of sit back and just reflect on your life and look at everything that you have. Look what you have. The fact that you can walk, that you can breathe, that you can talk, that you have people around you. That's an absolute blessing. It's an absolute blessing to be alive. Life is a gift. Remember that.